Hey, what's up guys? Frank Fulci back again with another weekly haul, unboxing and collection update video. Before we jump into this week's pretty decent sized haul, make sure you click on the subscribe button and also click on that bell icon for notifications of all future uploads. Welcome to the channel, guys. Now, the last couple of weeks worth of hauls were just Amazon packages, and honestly, if it weren't for those, I wouldn't have had much to show you guys. So thank you again to the people who sent gifts through my Amazon wish list there, and I was able to show things off. This week is a bigger haul. In fact, it's so big. There's a decent amount of stuff, but I want to show off the Vinegar Syndrome stuff in a separate video like I usually do. There's two boxes there, you know, the monthly subscription package and then some additional things that I ordered. So I'm going to show off some other stuff in this video and then save that stuff for another video. I'll film it also today, so if you see me wearing the same Brody shirt, that's why. But yeah, split them up. Anyway, a couple of Amazon packages in this haul regardless. And some other stuff that's exciting. So first I'm going to open up a non-horror package. This actually just came in from the mail today. Disney Plus, well, not Disney Plus, but a Disney Club package. You know, if you've watched the channel for any extended period of time, you know it's not just horror that I love. I love movies in general, obviously with an emphasis on horror and genre films. But yeah, I have been a member of the Disney Club for a few years now. And most of the time, the monthly featured titles, I just let them come, or if it's something that I think I can get a better edition of in the store, I'll decline it or whatever. But this one, this month or last month or however the fuck they work, Shang-Chi 4K, the newest Marvel film to be released on home video. So definitely needed to own this in the collection, of course. If you guys haven't seen this yet, I recommend doing so. I didn't know much about Shang-Chi, the character, from the comics, although I am a big comic book nerd. There's just so many goddamn characters that you can keep track of, or not even keep track of, but to know the history and the lore of and the origin stories. But regardless, I didn't know much about him, but I still loved the movie. And even if you're not a Marvel fan, this is probably a good one to watch if you like some dope-ass kung fu, like martial arts stuff anyway. So definitely a good one regardless. Now we'll jump into the Amazon packages here, which I never really know what the hell these are. I ordered a couple of things, so I should know what some of these are. This is a package full of things that I did order. Funny enough, I actually ordered these thinking I wasn't going to have anything else to show, and then I have big things here. But first up, again, I've been talking about it the last couple videos. I recently reorganized most of my collection, or like all the non-boutique stuff. You know, the non-Severins, the non-Synapses, the non-Shouts, non-Arrows, blah, blah, blah. And I realized there's a lot of movies in my collection that I don't own. So I found this cheap on Amazon. It's like $6. Jennifer's Body. It's one I've been wanting to revisit. I saw this many years ago. This movie is actually originally from... what year, guys? 2009. Yeah, it took me long enough. Anyway, good film, definitely worth a watch. And like I said, I've been wanting to rewatch it, so definitely happy to have it in the collection finally after all these years. Another one that I should have grabbed a while ago, 4K version of Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich. Now, from what I understand, I don't know if this is necessarily canon with the rest of the Puppet Master films. I feel like it's kind of loosely connected. This was, of course, directed by Tommy Wickland and Sonny Laguna. They've done a bunch of movies together. I think the first one I ever saw of theirs together was Wither, which is basically a foreign version of The Evil Dead. So if you're an Evil Dead fan, definitely check out Wither. But I know Sonny Laguna on his own directed Blood Runs Cold, which is like a foreign slasher that wasn't that great, but it's another one I've been meaning to rewatch to give it another chance. But anyway, Puppet Master movies are always fun. I've heard this one's actually really fun. I heard from my buddy Ron Roger at 3B Video that I'm pretty sure he enjoyed this one. This came out a couple of years back, 2018. So happy to finally have this again. It was like $8-9 on Amazon. And this is one I'm pretty excited about. One I've never seen. The third in the Candyman franchise. So the second sequel, I guess. But Candyman, Day of the Dead, the newest one from Vestron, just came out this past week. So I had to pick it up, of course. Number 24, so I still am all caught up on all the Vestrons. And good to have all the Candymans in the collection. I have the first two from Scream Factory and the first from Arrow. I have the newest one on 4K, the requel, remake, sequel, whatever you want to call it. And then this one now, of course. So excited to check that one out for the first time. So yeah, that's kind of like pretty much all I thought I was going to be showing off this week. I did put in other orders. Man, because I was doing Amazon only hauls this week, I was like, man, I got to start picking up on some stuff that I've been slacking on. So of course I went out, spent a bunch of money, you know, Scream Factory, you're going to see in a little bit, Severin. And then I unfortunately got into a car accident 2 days ago. Some black ice on my way to work, going around a bend. The same road I've traveled for 15 years now. Never had this problem. Black ice out of nowhere. Of course, another car was coming. I'm swerving to try to not hit them. And then I finally gained traction again and smashed into the guardrail. So luckily nobody else was involved. I was the only one in the car. The car is fucked. So that's going to be a lot of money to fix. I submitted everything through insurance. Anyway, the reason I say this is because I just spent a lot of money on movies and now I have to put a lot of money towards that. So I probably shouldn't have done this, but how the fuck was I supposed to know that was going to happen? But listen, the bright side is, like I said, it could have been a lot worse. The car is a car, but no humans injured. This is an Amazon package I just opened while speaking. Hey Frank, enjoy the gift. My parents and I streamed this movie in January of 2021 and we all really liked it. I actually really like this too. I ended up streaming. I was holding out to get a hard copy of this. Thank you for the gift, by the way, brother. You know who you are, who sent this. I actually I was holding off on a hard copy, had this on my wish list for a long time. Never pulled the trigger, obviously, but I ended up watching it on streaming. I saw it randomly available. I think it was HBO Max. I actually have a buddy's HBO Max login, so it's not something that I really like scroll to a lot or, you know, often, but I saw it on there. I was like, man, let me just try and throw this on. I actually really fucking like this. It's not a horror movie, really. It's not even really a thriller. It is a revenge film, but it plays more of like a drama, but it's dark. I mean, it's pretty fucked up. The ending is crazy. There was a lot of things in here that happened that I didn't expect, but it's funny in parts, like not really like comical, but like there is like some humor in it. And again, it's pretty dark, so definitely recommend this one, and thank you again. Very happy to have this one. Blu-ray digital. This is another Amazon package, then we'll get into the non-Amazon stuff. Oh my god, what the hell? Just read this myself and saw it on your wish list. Loved it. Thank you for being you, my friend. Have a good one. This is from the good brother Paul, aka Scary Bear. Love you, man. Thank you very much for this. That's fucking awesome. I'm glad you read this too and that you liked it, because I've heard a lot of good things about this. This, of course, is Kin. This book is bigger than I thought. Not in terms of like length, but actual size of it is pretty freaking big. Kin by Keelan Patrick Burke. I've read one other one of his and I don't even really remember what the hell it was, to be honest. But I've had this on my Goodreads want to read list for a while, and again, I've heard good things. It's like basically, from what I understand, a cannibal story, cannibalistic, gory. I mean, his style is pretty explicit, gory type detail. Again, I don't know if what I read of his was like a short story collection of like Halloween themed ones, unless I'm mistaking that for something else. But I remember actually not even really being that impressed, but then wanting to jump into one of some of his other stuff. I know he's written a bunch of stuff, but yeah. Anyway, very excited to have that. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that, man. Another one to add to the pile. I've been trying to get through my books pretty quickly. I finished already Hunger on the Chisholm Trail, which is one of those splatter westerns I got recently. I'm halfway through Jack Ketchum's Offspring. Yes, Offspring, not Off-Season. Off-Season was the first one. Offspring, a little more than halfway through that. I'm reading through that pretty quick, and that's really good. I plan on, once I finish reading that, obviously jumping to another book, but also finally watching Offspring, and then probably rewatching The Woman, even though I've seen that like 3-4 times at this point. But anyway, guys, getting through my books. A bunch of them have come in recently, so thank you for that. Oh, this is a package from Jesse at Diabolic. Getting into some of the more exciting stuff now, although everything here has been great so far. But some of the more boutique-y stuff now, which I know a lot of people are fans of, myself included. Oh yeah, so I went on Diabolic specifically for one title, because I could have went through 88 Films directly, but again, with the shipping from overseas there, it's a little more expensive these days. And Actually, I think it was sold out on the site for the time being, so I didn't want to wait for a reprint or anything, so a restock. So I got the newest Jackie Chan one that they've done, Armor of God. Now, they've already done Armor of God 2, if I do recall, which is not there. It could be just in another stack somewhere. Anyway, Armor of God, Jackie Chan, one that I have not seen. I did this because it's a hard box, of course, from 88 Films. This is from 1986, so we're starting to get into, I say later. Obviously, Jackie Chan has done movies up until, you know, very close to recent times, but a lot of the other ones where I feel like we're like 70s, 80s, you know, really older, you know, Jackie when he was young. But getting into the 80s, you know, later half of the 80s now, and excited about that. The artwork on this is sick. Again, I love all these 88 Films, Asian, and more specifically Jackie Chan releases that they've done. Here you go, you can see the side there. There's a booklet, a couple of posters, it looks like, or maybe one poster and some like postcards. 2 discs. Bunch of fucking special features. Slipcase with brand new artwork. Double-sided fold-out poster. 6 replica lobby cards. That's what I mentioned. 88-page booklet. Selected archive materials. I mean, just a ton of stuff. Like, this whole section is all special features. So, excited to jump into this. I have so many of them that are still sealed and open that I haven't checked out, but gotta get them in the collection because these things go out of stock real quick. And since I was on Diabolic and I was going to be paying for the shipping, I wanted to throw at least one other item in there. And this is one I was excited about. Edmund. When I used to work at a physical therapy office when I was younger, my boss, he was an older guy. He was in his 60s, but he was like one of these cool guys. He was, we wouldn't say hippie, but he kind of, I mean, he smoked weed and shit into his 60s and all this stuff. But he used to always lend me like really fucked up movies. I remember he made me watch the original Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel, Happiness, which is another movie that he let me borrow. He loved all the old like mobster movies and shit, Godfather and all those, so he was like one of the first people to introduce me to a lot of those because I was like 18, 19, 20 years old. I hadn't really been watching any of that stuff yet. But yeah, this was one of them that he had let me borrow, or he like burnt me a copy of his DVD or whatever. But finally this one got a Blu-ray. I'm hoping one day Happiness gets a Blu-ray. But anyway, this movie's pretty fucked up from what I remember, and William H. Macy is great in this. Directed by Stuart Gordon, which I didn't even fucking know until now, so that's pretty awesome. But a whole bunch of people in this. Mina Suvari, Denise Richards, Julia Stiles. Yeah, so excited to have this on Blu-ray, and I'll revisit that this many years later. Pretty cool. Next up, Severin. So I used to be pretty like up to date with Severin stuff. Now I'm like a few months behind, which, you know, I've done by design. Problem is, like, if I wait too long, then their bundle prices are, you know, you miss out on that. I still have never picked up the halfway sale, like halfway May titles, so I missed out on all those slipcovers and stuff like that. If any of you guys out there ever want to get rid of those slipcovers or movies with slipcovers, keep me in mind. So I haven't even ordered those just because out of spite. Like, I'm pretty much just pissed that I missed out on that. I would have had to spend like $300 to get all the shit I wanted, and I wasn't doing that month. Anyway, I picked up these. These are from a couple of months back. Like I said, I'm a little bit behind, but I was able to get these for close to the bundle price. I mean, it's only 2 titles, but I guess 3 because there's 2 on here. But Franco Noir, a couple of Jess Franco movies, 1962 and 1963 respectively, both black and white. Death Whistles the Blues is 81 minutes, and Rififi in the City, 85 minutes. Now, I'm not the biggest Jess Franco fan, but I know a lot of people out there love him. The movies for him that I've seen of his, I mean, I have a bunch in my collection from various companies, but I want to say they're hit or miss. They're mostly miss for me, though. I don't know what it is. I just never really liked a lot of his movies, but following his international breakthrough with The Awful Dr. Orloff, director Jess Franco delivered a startling pair of crime thrillers that pistol-whipped European notions of film noir while lighting the fuse on Uncle Jess's own insane aesthetic. Set in New Orleans and based on a novel by the authors of Vertigo, Death Whistles the Blues is a hard-boiled tale of betrayal, violence, and revenge featuring smoky jazz compositions by Franco himself. Wow, it's pretty impressive. Jean Survey of Rififi fame stars in Rififi in the City, a nihilistic trip through a pulp underworld of thugs, snitches, nightclub dames, and black-gloved giallo-style murders. Both films, which led an impressed Orson Welles to hire Franco as his assistant on Chimes at midnight, now feature HD scans from the original negatives for the first time ever. So maybe these will be up, you know, my alley a little more. I mean, I like horror and things, and exploitation films more than crime thrillers, or, you know, these type of crime films generally, but maybe in terms of Jess Franco, maybe I'll like these more than his others, but excited to check those out eventually. Then we have Barbara Steele in An Angel for Satan. This one did come with a slip. This one is directed by Camillo Mastrocinque. This Barbara Steele I know from a bunch of like old Bava movies, Black Sabbath, Black Sunday, either both of them or one of the two she was in. She's been in a lot of older movies back then, 50s, 60s, 70s movies. I'm not sure when this is from because as we know, Severin doesn't put a lot of the information on the back of the slips anymore, which I kind of like. If I were to slice this open on camera for you guys, I would be able to pull this out and tell you the year it's from, but you know what? I don't usually do that, but first time for everything, right? Let's see if I can do this. I usually like to make the slices, but then keep it plastic intact so I can still keep it on most of the slip. There we go. This one is from 1966, so like I said, 50s, 60s, 70s. First ever authorized American release, so that's pretty cool. In the final film of her Italian Gothic period, the legendary Barbara Steele, Black Sunday, okay, stars in one of the most startling erotic shockers of her entire career. When a cursed statue is recovered from a villa's lake, a young heiress will inflict a torrent of depraved seduction and homicidal madness on the local village. Anthony Steffin, Claudio Gora, and Marina Berti co-star in a Euro horror classic featuring Steele in all her mid-60s glory. Co-written and directed by Camillo Mastrocinque and scanned in 2K from the original negative, with both the Italian and thought lost English tracks recently recovered in a Rome vault. So that's dope. Severin doing their diligence and getting all the materials they could for this. So very excited about this, guys. Gotta love the old school Italian stuff. Of course, the Severin sticker. There's probably another one in there mixed amongst the peanuts, but this is a package from Scream Factory, which again, I haven't ordered from directly in probably a couple of months now. They had a recent sale, I think it was like 15% off certain titles. I wanted to use that, and then like free shipping, whatever. I wanted to use that opportunity to grab a bunch of the going out of print titles that I never picked up previously. So I tried to do it. I usually use like my PayPal, and it was giving me errors. I couldn't check out. So then I tried in another browser with PayPal, still didn't work, getting errors. Then I tried using just like a straight debit card order, errors. So I couldn't place this order. This was like 3-4 weeks ago. Yeah, before the holidays. I just couldn't place the order. I was pretty pissed. I was like, man, I'm gonna miss out on these titles. They're probably gonna go out of, stock completely. And the sale price, whatever. I emailed them. They got back to me like a week later, like, oh, what browser are you using? I told them all the details. Long story short, they're like, all right, we know of the problem, but it's gonna take us a little while to fix it. We'll send you a 15% discount code to use later on because the sale's gonna be over. A couple weeks go by. They finally sent me the discount code, and I was able to do it. I don't even remember what was originally in my cart, but I used the opportunity to use the 15% on some of them and then a couple other titles. So Full Moon High is one of them. From what I understand, this is like a comedy from Larry Cohen, director of It's Alive, Q the Winged Serpent, and God Told Me To. Yeah, the problems of a typical high school teenager take on monstrous proportions in this comical send-up of horror movies. So another one of these werewolf comedies from 1981. Excited about that. Again, these are going out of print with Scream, so whoever gets the rights to these might pick it up and release it on their own down the line. But I'm a completionist or completist when it comes to Scream Factory, so fortunately I'll never be able to own every single title of theirs, but want to get them while I can. Anyway, a Hammer production, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. A severed hand beckons from an open grave. Always love these old school Hammer ones. I gotta be in a certain mood to throw these ones on because my attention span is not what it used to be, so a lot of these tend to be slower and more slow burn type things compared to a lot of modern day horrors, obviously. So yeah, gotta be in a certain mood to throw these on, but great to have them in the collection nonetheless. It's from 1972, so oldie but a goodie. Next up, Dr. Blood's Coffin. We dare you to look into Dr. Blood's Coffin. I believe this is another Hammer. Could be wrong, but this is from 1962, so a little older than that other one. Oh, Carolan production. So no, United Artists. Doesn't say anything about Hammer on here, but Another one in those old school veins. And then we have A Quiet Place in the Country, filmed by Elio Petri. I believe this is an, oh, I thought this was, I was gonna say, I believe this is a newer one. This looks like a cover of a newer film, but like made to be throwback style, but no, it's just an old one, 1970. So A Quiet Place in the Country. Again, these are all Scream Factory, of course. 1970, 106 minutes. Wow, it's pretty long for an older film. Prominent painter Leonardo, played by Franco Nero, hell yeah, is plagued by nightmares that include himself and his lover / press agent Flavia. His agent is convinced that he just needs some rest, so he rents a villa in the countryside. Between creating a new painting and trying to fix up the dilapidated cottage, Leonardo's nightmares continue, but they are now getting worse. Will the nightmares continue and take the artist into a downward spiral of madness? This actually sounds really fucking good, and it's got the good brother Franco Nero in there. Love him. Original Django, amongst many other things, but awesome. Very excited to get these from Scream Factory. I put another order in during the John Carpenter birthday sale. Again, spent tons of money on got my last paycheck, you know, on the 15th. Spent tons of money, but wouldn't have done it if I knew I was gonna fucking total my car. Anyway, guys, a bunch of cool things here to show you. Again, Vinegar Syndrome, I'm gonna do in a separate video. Probably stop this, rest a little bit, and then film that one. So that I'll probably have uploaded and published on YouTube on like Wednesday, but this will be my normal Sunday haul. This is Saturday evening that I'm doing this. So yeah, hope everyone is doing well. Comment down below what I should watch first. Again, a bunch of stuff here. Movies from Scream Factory, Severin, 88 films, an awesome book as a gift, Promising Young Woman as a gift. Thank you guys for sending those. Appreciate you. Love all you guys out there, gifts or not, of course. Yeah, again, hope everyone's doing well, happy, healthy, safe, all that good stuff. Hit me in the comments below, Amazon wish list down below, social media links down below. Follow me on Goodreads, Letterboxd, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. Until next time, peace out and be good.